The NUVO jFlute and Student Flute are fairly simple instruments and don't often require much in the way of repair and maintenance. However, sometimes things happen, especially since younger students tend to be using these instruments. NUVO sells a school spares kit if you are using these instruments in your classroom that contain the most common lost or broken parts that you might need. If you are using a class set of any of these instruments, I would recommend picking up a spares kit. It will give you peace of mind. Your jFlute comes with a first note lip plate, much like a recorder, as well as a standard flute lip plate. To change the lip plates, use the tool provided, slide it under the notch on the lip plate, and press up. This can be a little tricky on the donut, but then it pops off like that. Before attaching the next lip plate, make sure the rubber O-ring is in place. And you'll notice there is a little bump on one side. Orient that at the top of the instrument. Fit that groove in first. Roll towards you and press firmly until it clicks into place. You have now changed your lip plate, and you can go back and forth as often as you need to. The keycaps of the flute can come out and be easily replaced. You can use your fingernail or an eyeglass screwdriver to easily pull them out. You will notice there's a pattern on the back of the key that directly aligns on the flute body. When replacing the keys, line up those images and press firmly. You will see that the top of the keycap is flush with the key. For the extender keys, you can rotate them counterclockwise and easily pull them out. When reattaching, place in and rotate clockwise to lock into place. These extender keys can come off, so if you plan to use them for the life of the jFlute, we recommend gluing them into place. The standard keycaps stay in place really well and don't require gluing unless you want to. To attach the foot joint of the jFlute, you will notice there are little notches on the bottom that relate on the body of the flute. Simply line up those notches and twist away from you, and you'll feel it lock into place. Attaching the foot joint on a student flute is the same process. You will notice notches on the foot joint that align on the body. Line those up and press away from you. On the student flute, you will notice the rod is now continuous. On the head joint of the jFlute, there are O-rings that help keep it securely in place. These can sometimes get damaged, but are easily replaceable. If you are noticing that they are dry, you can use a little bit of NUVO grease, Vaseline, or baby oil directly on the O-rings or right inside the body of the instrument. A little dab will do you. Rub it gently around, and you will notice that the head joint slides easily into place. If you want to change your keycaps, NUVO sells separate keycap sets in green, blue, and pink. Often, teachers like to use these to show which keys correspond to the fingers. You'll notice that I have a different color for the fingers that do not land on keys. A common repair on the jFlute is on the trill rod. You'll notice here that one of the keys is stuck open. If this happens, it's actually very easy to reset it. All you need to do is lift up on this rod, which is quite flexible, and make sure that the springs are in the front of the flute. You'll now notice that both keys lie flat. Sometimes students get very curious and play with the keys and push them up. You'll notice now that it is stuck upwards, but it is very easy to fix. All you need to do is grab onto the rod and carefully lift it upward while pushing the key down. This now puts it in the correct place and it lies flat with the other keys. The pads on the jFlute and the student flute are 100% waterproof. They are also self-leveling, which means if I press on it on this side, it will adjust on the other side, so the opening is always completely sealed. If you need to replace the pad on the jFlute or the student flute, you can get pads from your NUVO distributor. You will notice that there is a long stem in the middle. To replace the pad, first remove the keycap cover. Next, slide the pad from the bottom, inserting the stem up through the middle. Give it a good pull so that it's flush on the back. You can then use some little scissors just to snip right above where the plastic nub is. After that, simply return the keycap cover. And you are all set. You can do this process while it is on the flute, but it is easier if you take the keys off. If you notice any other problems with your jFlute or Student Flute beyond those that I have mentioned, NUVO can easily help you repair these. We do have additional videos that show how to disassemble and reassemble the entire flute. If you are interested in this, please contact us. Or if you prefer to send your instrument in for repairs, contact your NUVO distributor and we would be happy to help.